What if I told you the key to closing more deals isn't just about your pitch? It's about the rules you follow in every conversation. The first rule is simple but really powerful, and it is to record every sales call. See, recording your calls isn't about keeping a record, it's about creating a training library. When you're ready to bring on that first AE, these recordings will be invaluable to their onboarding and adoption and product knowledge. They show how you handle objections, how you position your product, and how you close deals. Plus, tools like Grain or Fathom can help analyze your calls in real time, giving you insights into your performance. Rule number 2 is always get some kind of commitment. See, the biggest mistake I see founders making is not having a clear next step at the end of a sales call. They'll go on and say, okay, cool, let me know if you need anything. I'll send over the proposal later today. And prospects are like, the fuck is going on here? Like, what am I supposed to do next? Where are we in this process? And it's wrong because what you're doing is putting the onus back on the buyer when they already have enough pressure about this decision that they're facing. So I say something like, hey, so the next step is I'll send over the proposal, but really I think it's probably just a formality. It sounds like you're a really great fit. If you'd like, we can go ahead and pencil you in for an onboarding call next Tuesday. Does that sound good? The way I close my coaching calls now is essentially to offer a demo. So it's a really clear next step. So if you want to work with me on a one-on-one basis, we have a discovery call. It's about 30 minutes and it's all just understanding more about you, your problems, what you're going through right now, where you are in the business. And then for me, the next step is like, hey, okay, cool. Sounds like you're a good fit. If you are, the next step is to do a 45-minute coaching call. It's free. I already have the context. I know about you and your business, and I want you to understand like the value that you'll get from working with me. Does that sound good? I've made it clear for them what a good next step would be. If we wanted to work together, this is how I'd do it. It doesn't cost me anything other than my time. It's pretty low risk, and they get to see exactly the value of my solution firsthand. Rule number 3 is define the problem clearly. I always start by asking, hey, what's going on right now in your world that made you book this call with me today? And then I shut up and listen. And it's critical to let the prospect explain their challenges in their own words. It not only gives you the insight into their pain points, but also builds trust. Often the first answer isn't the entire story, right? So make sure to stay curious, ask open-ended questions to get to the root of the issue and find out what really matters to them. The more you know, the better you can position your product as the solution that they're looking for. Rule number 4 is all about success. So once you've defined the problem, the next step is to ask what success looks like for them. This helps set realistic expectations, but also allows the prospect to visualize the positive outcomes of working with you. It's a really powerful way to align their goals with what you can deliver. Part of the qualification process I use is asking, hey, what's success? Let's fast forward 6 months. Say we start working together. What would a dream outcome look like for you and us working together? Because I think one of the things that folks struggle with is, will it work? And will it work for me? Those are the 2 questions you really have to overcome in any sales conversation. And if I lead the conversation through finding out what success is to them and they envision that, I'm probably the right person to help them get there. Rule number 5 is to discuss budget clearly. And talking about money can be uncomfortable. I get it. But it's really important to establish budget early in the conversation because it absolutely can disqualify a number of your prospects. To me, if someone's reluctant to share their budget, that's a bad sign. So I'll just tell them the price and that's it. I don't play games. I don't mess around, right? If I get the sense that someone is a bad fit from a budget perspective early in the conversation, I'll bring budget up earlier than I would normally. If they're a bad fit at that point, I just tell them and maybe I refer them to a lower price solution. I don't play a lot of games, I don't mess around, and I certainly don't discount, and you shouldn't either, right? Your time as a founder is enormously valuable. Don't waste it on bad fit prospects. Okay, rule number 6 is to send a proposal that same day. If you've had a great call, don't drop the ball by waiting 2 days to send a proposal. It's all about momentum, and what you're doing here is dropping and cutting that momentum. And I can't tell you how many times I've closed deals simply by being the first one to get on a call, the first one to send the proposal, the first one to send a contract. Speed matters, and it shows the prospect that you're serious about helping them get out of the situation that they're in, right? The important thing is don't have to reinvent the wheel by writing a custom proposal or contract every time. Do it once, reuse it for every prospect. Yeah, you can customize it. Maybe just customize the email that you send to them, recap the points that you talked about, Say why you think they're a good fit. Say, hey, we talked today, we talked about this, this, and this. I think you're a really great fit. The next step is to X, right? It just needs to be a few bullet points that encapsulates the conversation and reminds them of the situation they're in and what the next steps you can take to help them solve their problems. Okay, rule number 7 is to follow up until you get a yes or an FU, right? And following up is 100% where many deals are won or lost. So, hey, somebody just took 30 minutes to talk to you. They're busy day. They invest a lot of time and energy and mental space into your solution, and you owe it to them to follow up to help them make a good buying decision. And the key to following up is not to be pushy or desperate. And you do that by adding value. Get back in touch with people around anything that could be of use to them in their journey. Hey, we just published this new blog post or YouTube video talking about this new feature. Hey, I saw this industry news over here that I thought could really be helpful. People know you're trying to sell something, right? But what you're often trying to do in the follow-up stage, in some ways, is to fill the gaps that you may have missed and not properly relayed with the value of your solution in the original sales call. Rule number 8 is listen more, talk less. In sales, silence is golden, so you should be talking no more than 50% of the time. Probably 30% is too little, 50% is too much. I use Fathom for recording all of my sales calls. In real time, it shows me how much I'm talking in the top right corner of my screen, and if it's between 30 and 50%, it's green. If it's more than 50 or less than 30, it's yellow. If I go on a monologue for more than a minute and a half, I think it's yellow and flashing at me, telling me to shut the F up, right? So I'm just really conscious of when and how much I'm talking in all of my sales calls and coaching calls, because in both cases, my job isn't to talk, it's to listen, ask interesting questions, and understand their needs. Rule number 9 is state the price and shut up, right? When it's time to discuss pricing, give them a number and stop talking. This rule is simple but effective. Don't undermine your pricing by immediately offering discounts or justifications for why you charge what you do. Let the prospect absorb the number and give them space to respond. When I first started getting really diligent about this, I would actually sit on my hands as a physical reminder that, hey, this is where you need to step back in the conversation. You need to put the price out there and just see what they say. And rule number 10 is never, ever, ever discount, right? It sends the wrong message about the value that you're delivering to the market. If you feel the need to discount, then you need to add more value to your solution, right? The price is the price, and that should be aligned with the value that somebody gets. That's as simple as it is. And I found that clients who pay full price are usually more committed and see better results, right? They value the service because they're fully invested in the solution. This is why I don't do things for free. If you're interested in a deeper dive into any of these rules, let me know in the comments below. I'd be happy to do a follow-up to go really super specific on any of these rules, because these rules have been instrumental in helping me, my clients, and the community close more deals and grow our SaaS businesses.